Many create content in search of fame, but some create content out of passion. And no one had more passion for their work than Monty Oum.
What?
Monty Oum, a guy with a big heart, an even greater mind, and hips that, just won't quit. A man who inspired countless others. Just watch out for his falcon punch.
Come on guys, let's have a lemon party. Oh!
Though at the end of the day, Monty was just a guy with a passion that he gave freely to you.
It's nice to work on something you love. End of the day.
5 years since his unexpected passing, a loss that rocked the world's creative community. Since then, many have mourned, and many more have gone on to live out his legacy. His personality and personal style were captivating. His creativity was relentless, and his ideas were exciting, lasting impressions that are still felt to this very day. This is Monty. This is his legacy and how he changed online entertainment forever. From Haloid to Dead Fantasy, Red vs. Blue to RWBY, for nearly a decade, Monty spun a creative web sure to catch anyone's passing glance. But how did he get so good? I mean, surely this man must have had the best training possible. Well, hold on. Growing up in Rhode Island, for this self-taught animator, life was a much different place before his rise to fame. A high school dropout, by modern day standards, this boy wasn't going anywhere special. But Monty wouldn't let the norm decide his fate. In those days, he wasn't a man of major ambition. In fact, there was a period of time where animation and video wasn't at all in that whacked up cranium. A longtime fan of martial arts, anime, and all things action. There was even a time when dancing was originally something he wanted to follow. Well, there's no doubt that he had a wide array of interests, like the meandering river of life. Every slight detour brought inspiration and drive in his personal pursuit for purpose. In his words, I was only concerned with creating. Without destination or purpose, creating was the purpose itself. Life, though, has a funny way of showing you the right path. And for Monty, he was about to be introduced to a new one. Through video games. Not only many a modern day teen's pastime, but for Monty, a crucial piece to his story's puzzle. Taking his passion for video games and combining it with his self-taught animation, he began putting together fan-made videos on GameTrailers.com. Little did Monty know the impact that this decision would have on the rest of his life. Like Naruto mastering the Rasengan, over the next few years, Monty would hone his own skills. Inspired by action thrillers like Once Upon a Time in China, or for that matter anything anime, Jet Li, or the Jackie Chan man, he began implementing elements of these shows into his own work.
He started off like hand-drawing animation back even in high school, but I never thought it'd actually become real.
Now don't get me wrong, while living and creating under the radar had been fun. As you may know, animated video is kind of a huge time suck.
I was doing a bunch of videos, but no one was watching them. I was like, man, I can't spend 8 months on something and not have someone watch it. So I was like, I gotta do something popular. Halo's popular. Metroid's popular. Let me put the two together.
Halo plus Metroid being the perfect equation for the ultimate showdown. Spartan versus Samus. 9.5 minutes of zap, boom, bang. And one day and 1 million views later, Haloid set the stage, putting Monty on the digital map. From the very beginning, Monty had an incredible work ethic. Did I say incredible? I meant insane. I don't really think this man slept, and when he did, it was at the computer desk. Him even noting that without work, I didn't really know what to do. Just 2 months after his explosive upload, this man with no destination was about to have some handed to him. Knock after knock, gaming companies were at the door, and they all wanted a piece of Monty's talent. Rooster Teeth even attempting to hire him. But
I get a call from the Rooster Teeth guys. I just thought I was chatting it up with some cool dudes, but it turns out they were trying to hire me. So I was like, oh, that's cool, bye.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Looking back, Monty, I'm sure, kicking himself in the butt. Little did he know that their paths would soon cross again. One thing you should know by now about Monty is that he always has something up his creative sleeve. In the following years, he would expand his animated prowess, pitting Final Fantasy against Dead or Alive characters in a 5-part action-packed series, Dead Fantasy. But look, I'm getting ahead of myself. Remember that river that I mentioned? Like life with its many twists and turns, Monty was about to enter some uncharted territory. Having been scouted by many a video game company and with his own love for video games, it was only natural that he would throw his hat into the ring. Being hired initially by Midway Games, but then transitioning over to NBG, where he brought their game Afro Samurai's action to life. This career transition, though, not all he had hoped for. Monty revealing that while working in the industry was a dream come true and only aided in his artistic ability, however, the nature of the business left him with a sour taste in his mouth. Disappointed with his game's reception and developers' failure to promote, and not feeling that him and his team were really able to create their best work due to the circumstances. So it was time to head for greener pastures and hopefully more creative freedom. Creative freedom he would one day find at San Diego Comic-Con in Rooster Teeth. Three words that inspired a generation. Red versus blue. Those 3 words were just about to get that much sweeter. Up until now, RWBY's plot, which had emphasized storytelling and humor, were a bit lacking in the action department. If only they knew someone that could take it and maybe animate it into a more action-packed adventure. Oh wait.
A couple of years ago, we saw a short film called Haloid, and I am very proud to announce today the newest member of the Rooster Teeth staff, Mr. Monty Oum.
Having been a fan since season 1, in fact, Monty knew the show inside and out. In addition, he knew the importance of knowing your own product. While working on RWBY, consistently watching it back and forth so he knew where they needed to improve. A testament to his hard work. Monty, a fantastic addition to the RT Dream Team. What made Monty so special was his ability to let his passion radiate onto anybody around him. His enthusiasm, infectious. In the office, he was always being innovative. Go, go, go. For 3 seasons, Monty helped bring RWBY to new heights. His talent notably shining in season 8. Not letting go, Monty, the man who knows no sleep, was rocking it.
Monty works about 20 hours a day, just so you know.
Episode 10 of season 8 being one of their most epic. So after 3 years of working on RWBY and updating their old videos in new animations, all of this intensive day in and day out work was about to set the scene for one of his ultimate works to come to life. Now, to compile all of Monty's creative genius into one consumable video would be an exercise in, wow, I wanna die, everything is so freaking good. Though here now, in 2012, an idea had been ruminating inside of Monty's mind. Something that he wanted to do since forever. By this time, it had been well documented that Monty was an expert animator, but what you do not realize is that he also was a writer, director, actor, you name it, he did it. And so one day, having a normal conversation with fellow Rooster Teeth member Bernie, Monty was promised that if he was able to deliver season 10 of RWBY on time, he could pursue something new. This something new, possibly his greatest work of art.
And Bernie was like, Monty, as long as you finish season 10, you do whatever you want. I was like, I'll take you up on that.
A name, he said, came to him in a dream. RWBY was born. A name initially the rest of the crew didn't exactly see eye to eye on, but Monty had his reasons.
Red, white, black, and yellow because of Asian.
Wow.
If only it was 2012 again. A departure from his former creations, this took his love of animation, video games, and anime, chopping him up and throwing him into a stew of magic. This is where we would see his passion for storytelling really come to life. Along with Miles and Carrie, this would be unlike all of the other series Oum had worked on. As you probably know, for Rooster Teeth, this was a new endeavor, not really having any ties to an existing game franchise. The show featuring originally 4 main characters and their storylines of Oum's own design. Just some kids coming of age, just don't get in their way. The goal, Monty wanted to tell stories that he himself needed as a kid. Stories about not giving up, pushing through adversity. Stories about friendship and people that helped you along the way. From 2012 to 2015, RWBY was his baby. A collaborative effort with some groovy dance sequences. That is cringe. Stop. Of course, it goes without saying, one of the show's greatest qualities, its immense attention to detail. In an interview, Monty citing that many of his influence behind the sequences in RWBY came from a lifetime of kung fu movies and his love of dance. All of this, combined with his obsessive work ethic, was an all-around win. But what I think is the most important part that came out of RWBY wasn't just the entertainment, but the inspiration that him and his team drove to others. Viewers like you. There's so much in Monty's life to cover, all of the series, all of the episodes. What were some of your favorite Monty Oum moments? Leave a comment down below. By 2015, you knew that it was only upwards and onwards for Monty and crew. A master of his craft, but always willing to learn. It was his work that defined his legacy, but it was some of his behind the scenes that made us fall in love with him.
He likes to animate Yang very late at night.
I'm gonna run it live. And, drag her. I mean, just you can just tell from here that it runs pretty beautifully.
And it was his personality that would make you think, yeah, I'd hang out with that guy.
I don't math and I don't words,
So,
even though I'm Asian.
His words, always inspiring.
I'm the best. I'm not the best animator, I'm not the best editor, I'm not the best model, I'm not the best at anything. But I am the best at all those things that I do. So really, the only thing I can say is I'm the best Monty.
But right when things seemed like they were at their best, the worst just had to rear its ugly head. January 22nd, 2015.
Last Thursday, our dear friend Monty Oum had a simple medical procedure, and afterwards he had an extreme allergic reaction. He lost consciousness, and over the course of the last week, he's been hospitalized. He did not regain consciousness, and we are very sorry to say that Monty passed away yesterday, Sunday, February 1st, at about 4:34 in the afternoon.
Nothing more unexpected could have ever happened. I hate this part of the video. Monty was somebody you felt like you knew, yet you had never even met the guy. Those are the people that are really special. But stop the sad music, screw that noise, because his story doesn't end here. In the darkness of that moment, there was a light. It was during that time that we got to see how much love people really had for Monty. Thousands and thousands of messages, condolences, tributes. RWBY, now left in the hands of his fellow colleagues, in the years since, you could say Monty's influence has only grown. With his life's work still up for the world to see, it has inspired countless others, those who continue to show their appreciation for what he brought to this creative world. Monty wasn't just an animator, he was a guide. His presence moving others to follow their own dreams. His legacy, one of passion, hard work, and relentless creativity. I can't do him complete justice, but luckily, many of you already have.
My favorite thing this time around was sharing it with everyone else, my colleagues, my friends, who all worked on this project.
If there's one thing that we can take away from Monty, it's the idea and power of passion. Never was his focus to be the best animator or the best creator. I think Monty says it best. The goal isn't to live forever, it's to make something that does. And now it's time for you to go and make something that does as well. Remember, I'm Ryan, and I'll see you in the next video.